can actually force people to circle you in order to be able to make a comment, which sometimes increases your circles and sometimes irritates your users. So someone on Google Plus is called a plusser. So if you you don't want to sort of anger your plussers. So some posts you might want to do that. Some pages you might want to do that, where you want to actually increase the number of circles, therefore only allowing people who are following you to do that. One thing for local businesses especially is that you might want to do that for purposes of helping people sort of create a litmus whether or not they'll follow you based on their geographic location. So if you only provide services to a small group or a small geographic space, you might want to actually do that so that people know, if I'm in Cincinnati and here in Virginia, it just doesn't make any sense for me to go ahead and interact with that page, because it's not going to be helpful to either of us. I'm not going to get the most value out of it. You can tell Google Plus who you can and cannot hang out with. So if someone wants to be able to contact you to hang out, they have to be approved within your system in terms of who you can do that. Sharing some endorsements, and this is really great. You can go ahead and choose which address you're going to be notified about these things for. So if you do create a Google Plus account that's not under the Google Apps for Business, you can change this email address to be your business email address so that you'll get those messages there as opposed to at your personal email account, and that way you can distinguish what's personal from professional engagement. Okay, I always do that for my clients, because it's sometimes disruptive to, in your evening hours, receive email from Google Plus when you really should be interacting with that during your business day. You can manage subscriptions in terms of what Google Plus is going to send you in terms of messages, and I tend to turn all of these off because I don't want additional messages for things, and I use the mobile applications, so I tend to turn off all the emails so that I don't get email, and I would recommend that you also sort of turn all of them off. Okay, so you're going to turn them all off, and then you're going to go back and you're going to read each one individually and turn them on over time. Okay, so turn on whichever ones you really want over time, but turn them all off. You don't want to get an inundation of email, so turn them all off, and then you can decide on which ones you explicitly do want over time. That is, I keep missing when someone comments on a post. Okay, I'll turn on the email for a while so it gets me into the habit of it. The reality is that you should be using Google Plus on a regular basis. That is, you should be logging in at least once a day once you create a Google Plus page.